Hi Virgo, welcome to your October 2018 Tarology 33 reading. We have a Celtic cross spread in front of us. It's normally a 10 card spread, but you got a few extra cards. You got an extra card in the challenge obstacle position, in the foundation, near future, and the environment position. You got some extra cards. So we have quite a few messages to take a look at. Let's start with them one by one. In the main situation position, we have the Knight of Wands. So for some of you, you could be dealing with a Sagittarius, because this is usually my card that represents Sagittarius. For some of you, it might be you taking on that energy, and that could mean, maybe you're traveling, for example, and could be far distance travel. You see it looks like the three pyramids there. It's not the first place you think you see a horse with someone suited up like that too. So that could just be saying that you're traveling somewhere far. Maybe you've recently traveled somewhere far. It doesn't necessarily have to mean overseas travel or anything like that. But usually it's far distance travel of some kind. And like I said, this could be energy you're taking on, or someone else in your life is taking on this energy. Maybe someone's coming to see you as far as travel goes. Maybe Sagittarius is coming back into your life. There's a few ways it could go. It could be any fire sign, but this is usually the Sagittarius card for me. In the challenge or obstacle position, you had two cards, both major arcana. You had the Hanged Man and the World. So the World, for me, is actually my North Node card. And right now the North Node is in your 12th house of Leo. It'll be moving into Cancer soon. And then we have the Hanged Man. This usually represents Pisces for me, and Pisces is your 7th house. So maybe while you were traveling, you may have met someone. That's one way that it could play out. Maybe it's also saying while you were traveling. The World card can be about completions as well, and North Node could be about growth. So maybe while traveling, you looked at things from a different perspective, which would be the Hangman energy. So it helped you get a new perspective on life. And maybe that helped with your growth. That's another way that could be playing out as well. It's a few ways, and I mean, it's a lot less likely that you would be dealing with a Pisces in this situation, but it is at least a possibility. But yeah, if that's the case, it does stand out to me that your immutable sign is Virgo, and so is Pisces, so is Sagittarius, so could be saying that you're feeling in your element in that regard as far as the mutable energy is around you this month, but you're just taking on things from different perspectives. In the foundation position, we have the Page of Wands and the Page of Cups. So this could play out as a couple of different people. I don't always see the page and the pages as specific zodiac signs, but they could represent people from those general elements that are in your life. So maybe a fire sign and a water sign. They could be younger than you if the knight represents you. Maybe that's what this is saying. You have two younger people in your life. Could represent offers being made to you as well. Maybe someone offers for you to travel to see them, right? Maybe it looks like those same pyramids that we see in the background and the Knight of Wands. So maybe someone says to you, hey, you want to come visit me? Something along those lines. Or maybe, hey, I want to come see you. It could go either way there. And maybe it's actually romantic in nature too. So, maybe someone who's romantically interested in you offers to come see you, or you go to see them. Definitely seems like a travel vibe though, with the knight there and then the two pages like that. In the past position, we have the Ten of Swords. So, this is usually a card of betrayal. It's a Gemini card, technically, the last 10 degrees of Gemini. So given that this is in the past, maybe this is something that happened to you towards the middle of June, between, let's say, the 10th and 20th of June. So it could even go back that far. Some of you, it even could have been the Gemini you were dealing with. But Ten of Swords is obviously not a good energy. Could have just felt betrayed in some area. It could be anything. Could be romance, finances, a friendship that went astray. Maybe even while you were traveling, for example, it could have been some issues that you had while you were traveling. Maybe it's the Sagittarius energy, whether it's an actual Sagittarius or someone that just takes on that vibe of always, being on the move. Here today, gone tomorrow type energy. Maybe they were the ones who brought on that energy since they're moving in the direction of it. That's certainly a possibility for some of you. But the good thing is, in the present position, moving away from that Ten of Swords energy, you actually have the King of Pentacles energy. So normally, as the mutable signs, you guys would be the Knight of Pentacles, but it's actually possible that this could represent you too, since it is still the earth element. This could just be saying that you're feeling in control, feeling abundant, feeling like good things are coming your way. Some of you could be dealing with a Taurus. That's another possibility as well. But it just looks like, you're experiencing some kind of abundance. He looks pretty content there. Looks like he has everything he needs, right? So definitely a good energy to come out of, especially if you were feeling that Ten of Swords energy in the past. All right, and in the near future position, we have two cards again. And that's the Judgment card and the Two of Swords. So for some of you, to me, the Judgment card represents a rebirth of something. You look at the artwork there, looks like people rising from the dead, right? So if that's the case, usually with the angel up there in the imagery too, it is a good thing that's coming back out for a revisit if that's the case, but you could just be feeling indecisive about it. We're going to have Venus in retrograde in October, so that could have people looking back on a lot of old connections. Even if those people don't physically come back, they could be on your mind. You might be trying to get closure regarding those situations, for example. But like I said, with the Judgment there and in the upright, if something does come back around, it looks like it would be to your benefit, even if it's just a lesson you get from it. And at the bottom of the deck, we have Wheel of Fortune in the upright as well. That's a pretty positive card to have. And that's also a card that could point to Sagittarius, since this is a Jupiter card, and Jupiter rules Sagittarius. So that could definitely be pointing to maybe something coming back around with a Sagittarius. Even if it is, like I said, just for closure, maybe they come back and apologize for what they've done in the past, or explain themselves, or somehow you end up getting closure. And then, you're able to look at it from a different perspective, and then it helps you grow in the process. It looks like a lot of that energy is at play this month with people revisiting things and, getting closure. It could be because Venus is going to start in retrograde in Scorpio, and Scorpio is a very deep energy to begin with. So that could be what's at play with that too. And your influence on the situation, we have the Two of Pentacles. So again, this is more two energy. We had the Two of Swords underneath the Judgment card there, and now we have the Two of Pentacles. So this could be you possibly being unsure about which way to go. Like I said, if this is someone that comes back around, or maybe if these are two different people and they're both making an offer to you, you might be undecided about which one to choose. Another thing that comes to mind is this represents the first 10 degrees of Libra, and that represents the first 10 degrees of Capricorn. So the sun actually was squared by Saturn in Capricorn recently, so that could be what it's talking about. Maybe that's when this rebirth energy comes into play. But yeah, to me this just says that maybe, you have a lot on your plate right now. Looks like with the Sagittarius energy, again, that represents movement. Like I said, it could be travel. Could just be that you have a lot going on right now, and you're trying to juggle all that at the same time. I mean, for some of you, it could even be that you were traveling a lot, and now you're paying for all that financially, so you're trying to, make ends meet. Maybe you went a little overboard with travel, right? And the environment position, we have the moon in reverse and the Seven of Wands in reverse. So let's take a look at these in the upright. In the upright, this usually to me represents having the upper hand. If there's a competitive situation, you see he's on the higher ground than the other people. But in reverse, obviously that would be losing the upper hand. So combined with the moon. Now, when the moon's in the upright, I don't see it as much as deception like some people do, but when it is in reverse, I do see it as deception. And not only that, I also see it as deception coming to light. So that's the good thing. So if there was some deceptive energy in your environment, if it were a particular person or even multiple people, they're going to lose the upper hand when that comes out. And that could be what the Judgment card is saying as well, and the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck for you. That if there was some kind of deception at play, it's going to come to light, and the Judgment in the near future position means that it's going to work out in your favor. But I will throw out there too, though, that for most of you, it seems like it would be the environment that they would be going through this. But for some of you, if you were the one being deceptive, for example, if you were juggling multiple people, maybe you were seeing a Page of Wands and a Page of Cups at the same time, for example, and that's what this is about, then that deception could come to light, and with the Judgment there, and you might lose both of those people. But I'm really just seeing from the general vibe of the reading that it's more likely there's some kind of deception in your environment that's coming to light this month, and it works out in your favor with the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom. Hopes or fears position, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So this could just be saying that you're hoping to get some kind of new financial project off the ground. When it's an ace versus when it's a page, I see it as just an idea at this stage. So you might not have a tangible start date, for example, or know exactly how you want to go about it right now. It's just a thought in your head. And with it in the hopes position anyway, I really see that as it's not going to come into fruition right away this month, if at all. But in the outcome position, we do have the Eight of Wands. So again, this points to a lot of communication, a lot of things going on at once. Maybe if you're hoping to get a new financial project off the ground, maybe that's what this Eight of Wands is about. You're communicating to people, maybe seeing who you want to team up with, or if you have to get a loan to get something started, maybe reaching out for that. I mean, you do have the King of Pentacles energy there too in the present, so that's a good energy to have if you need finances to get something started. Trying to think if I get any other messages for that card. But yeah, I mean, I really think that's it. It looks like this is just going to be a busy month for you guys for the most part, especially if that Knight of Wands is you. It's a up and go type energy. And it looks like you'd have some other people around you too. You could have, like I said, 2 offers from 2 different people. Not necessarily romantic, but they could be. Could just be people wanting to spend time with you, visit you, so on and so forth. All right, and we'll look at the Oracle card now. The card you got was Poised. There's the artwork for it, and the number is 48, if that has any significance for you. Let's take a look at the message. Not sure I've seen that card before. If I did, it's pretty rare. I don't really remember what the message is for that, but let's see. All right, it says essential meaning. Being ready, bringing something to light, being at your best, confidence. So bringing something to light, even though that says that this is in a position of the environment, maybe something in the environment helps you bring something to light. Maybe you come across some information that helps you bring something out. It says the Oracle's message: you can be assured that you are ready for anything right now. You know what you need to, your skills are sharp, you've come to this place armed with wisdom and knowledge, and you sense a new phase of your life about to begin. People respond to your confidence and trust you. This is an auspicious time to begin new things. So, auspicious time to begin new things. Maybe that's what this is about too. You're trying to launch things, maybe more than one thing at once. But with the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck, you will have some support to actually get that going. All right, and the relationship message says when you're confident and happy in your own skin, you are ready for deeper, more intimate relationships. You have nothing to prove right now. You are completely yourself and can handle anything. Love, friendships, and harmonious new connections are all present now or are coming in. You're ready to give and receive from the heart. This is a beautiful place to be. So, between these two cards, the Knight of Wands, if that's your energy, that's Sagittarian energy, can be very optimistic, outgoing, right? King of Pentacles, maybe not as outgoing, but definitely a confident energy. So, that could just be saying you being in that energy draws more attention to you, and then maybe that's where these Page of Cups, Page of Wands come into play. You draw more attention to yourself by being confident and comfortable in your own skin. And your prosperity message, if this resonated as finances, it says, you have every reason to feel confident. Everything you need to make your success concrete is now at your disposal. You can take action knowing you are ready to step into your power, into your light, and into your service to the world. The direction you're moving in is your destiny. Your soul is smiling with joy as you align with this truth. So again, to me, that points to the Wheel of Fortune. Definitely, it's been in your third house, and as an air sign, as a sign that's ruled by Mercury, the third house is a communication house, so this could be a strong time for you as far as you've had Jupiter moving through that house. Venus is in there right now, although it will start going retrograde in October. So there's going to be a lot of energy in the third house for communication and getting new things started. So maybe that's where this is coming into play, especially with the Wheel of Fortune being the Jupiter card, and Jupiter's in your third house. So that would be a good time to get projects started. And usually before Jupiter moves on from another sign, which it will do next month, it'll move into Sagittarius. Usually it will tend to reward you, especially if you've been putting in the work. So that could be what it's saying there, as far as it would be a good time to launch something new in that regard. I think that's all the messages we have for now, so we'll wrap up there. I will be offering private readings starting in October, so if you guys are interested in that, you could check out the About section of my channel for more info there. If not, I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.